Welcome home, masters and misses. My name is HidoriKuro, and welcome back to more Zenless Zone Zero. Where we last left off, we dealt with a lot. We met the Phantom Thief Hugo from Mockingbird. We got caught up in an auction against the Ravenflower family of all things. No, wait, not Ravenflower, Ravenlock. And we heard a little bit more of Lycon's past. Turns out he used to be part of a Phantom Thief group with Hugo. But some things happened. Hugo kind of took a bit of a dark path, and Lycon had to quit. He just couldn't stand what his friend was becoming, and became the attendant he is now. Hugo still follows the path of the chaotic Phantom Thief that he is. It's kind of like, it feels like he's taking like the Punisher route, I guess you could say, when it comes to being a Phantom Thief. I don't know. So, in the midst of it, from the auction that we were sent after by the mayor of all people, who actually knows a bit about the twins and, well, not twins, the siblings, about what's going on with what happened with their mentor, Carol. At the auction, Lycon and Hugo clashed, and my god, that fight was fun. I really enjoy playing using Lycon in this game. I think he was my first S rank. Either him or Soldier. I think it was either him or Soldier 11. I can't really remember. But regardless, the mayor doesn't want us to get too involved with what's going on involving the Sacrifice Corps. But considering this is still tied to the siblings as well as their mentor, we kind of can't just let sleeping dogs lie. Weiss, let's discuss how we're going to investigate the Exaltists. Let's start by investigating Bringer. Yeah, that's what I think too. The Commissioner's hasty closure of the case seems a bit suspicious. We should definitely find Zhu Yuan and get more information first. I'll go investigate PubSec. Alright, I'll leave it to you then. I'll also gather some information on the internet. Take care and come back soon, Weiss. Sure thing. Alright, let's head to Neps. Hopefully we can get something from Zhu Yuan about this. About the Exaltists and Bringer. Considering Bringer was affiliated with the Exaltists at the time. Before his demise, I guess you could call it.
I'll have to work overtime to finish this mission report.
Sounds like she's got her own problems. Hello, officer. Oh, it's you. What can I do for you? I wanted to ask about Bringer. You saw the news, I'm sure. The commissioner closed the case citing personal misconduct. I already found it strange, and I wanted to investigate further, but there's been a lot of obstacles. It's as if there's a hidden force that doesn't want me to get involved in this matter any further. Sounds suspicious. Yes, but it could also be my sensitive position. They're really trying to make sure this case stays dead and buried. Like, maybe someone with the Exaltists is in the police force or within HSO as well, trying to make sure too much information about this gets out. As far as I know, after the case was closed, the items left behind by Inspector Bringer were all sent to Hollow Special Operations for processing. So we'll more than likely have to go see Miyabi. However, those items have already been screened within the Bureau, and there's nothing suspicious about them. If you're still worried, you can also go there later and ask. Also, my colleagues at PubSec, most of us have worked with Inspector Bringer to some extent, so they might know something. I would love to investigate with you, but I've been busy lately. There's an organ trafficking case recently, and some other odd missing persons cases as well. Organ trafficking? No worries, I'll investigate on my own first. Alright, just let me know if you have any questions. Talk with nearby PubSec officers, alright? Hello, how can I help you? Did you know Bringer? You mean Inspector Bringer? Oh, no, he's not Inspector anymore. I'm not very familiar with him, but I did help organize the things he left behind. Looking at it now, I guess they can be considered his estate. Is there anything special about them? Special? No, just ordinary things. However, I heard from other colleagues that Bringer had a notebook he never parted with. A notebook he never parted with. But I couldn't find his notebook and his belongings. It's probably lost somewhere. Anyway, everything has been sent to Hollow Special Operations. I think it was Section 6. Maybe it's because the higher-ups suspect there's a mole in PubSec. A notebook he never parted with. And it's lost. Either it got destroyed with him, or someone hid it. Because it has some key information that they can't allow to get out. Security boo. Hello, citizen. Is there anything I can help you with? Did you know Inspector Bringer? Mr. Bringer, I know. I once caught him in the bathroom secretly recording his to-do list for the next day with a tape recorder. Probably worried that he would forget otherwise. Is human memory really that sort, or was it just Mr. Bringer? It's hard to explain. However, if there had been others in the bathroom at the time, Mr. Bringer probably wouldn't have done that. Meaning he had to do it while he was alone. It's because I'm a Bang Boo that I happened to witness something like this. And they wouldn't notice a Bang Boo in there. Is there a problem, citizen? About Bringer. Wait, you're not a reporter, are you? Just a curious citizen. Oh, good. Bosses told us not to talk about Bringer, probably worried about reporters being careless with what they write. And they would be, honestly. I really don't know why he turned out this way. He used to be a good person. Many years ago, after he came out of a hollow, his entire personality shifted. I thought it was because he was injured in the hollow, or had witnessed something terrible. But that operation was very successful. He rescued many citizens from the hollow and emerged completely unscathed. How strange. Any other information? I remember now. Seems like Bringer's had memory issues for a long time, always forgetting stuff. Thus, the tape recorder. Back then, we even suggested he keep a diary or something, though I'm not sure if he ever listened to us. I don't know anything more than that. So he was suffering from memory issues after coming out of the hollow, and he came out unscathed no less. So the tape recorder and the notebook probably was to help him keep track of whatever he needed to remember. Looks like I still need to check the items left by Bringer. I'll head to HSL now. It's hand headquarters then. Yep, there they are. Hey, Hamasa, Sakaku.
Today's training.
You're here. ZZZ had already told me about the current situation. We have already found all of Bringer's belongings. Nothing unusual so far. I already had a notebook. A notebook? I don't recall seeing one, but there are a few tape recordings. Our colleagues have already listened to these tapes. They're just routine meeting minutes and similar recordings. Nothing out of the ordinary. After carefully inspecting the tape, you find one that feels different from the rest. It seems a bit heavier? Heavier? Do you need to play these tapes again? There shouldn't be any need for that. These recordings have already been reviewed by both Hollow and Special Operations and PubSec, so there shouldn't be any issues. There's one that's heavier than the others. Indeed. The weight of this tape is different from the others. Let's take a closer look. After carefully examining the special tape recording, you discover that there seems to be an encrypted message within. I see. This must be the reason for its weight. But how can we decrypt it? I can try to crack it. Then we'll leave it to you. Calibration thing. I've done this before. Perfect. You did it, as expected. Looks like there's new content that can be played on the tape now. That's interesting. I didn't know secret information could be hidden this way. What secret? Sakaki wants to know. ZZZ, are you nervous? I don't know, but I have a bad feeling about this. After all, he put so much effort into hiding it. There might really be an answer inside. Let's listen to it now. You're right. No matter what, I have to face the truth.
All right, let's get started.
The cassette that Bringer left behind starts playing.
I'm probably not getting out of this hollow, but at least this tape recorder still works. Let's say these are my last words.
Oh. That explains everything now.
I gave away my anti-corruption equipment to save those civilians, so I'm not in good shape. Unfortunately, we came up against a horde of ethereals right after that. I rushed over to fight them off and tried to save the civilians, but in the thick of all the fighting, I turned back and realized that I was somehow alone. Nobody was behind me. Luckily, I managed to defeat the ethereals, but the wounds and corruption I sustained in doing so should be fatal. I don't mean to cast the blame at all here, and if any of my colleagues ever pick up this cassette, I hope that nobody is ever held accountable. It's just human nature. It's normal. I just have a few regrets. Oh, what's that over there?
You hear a long, raspy, and creepy noise.
I've seen a miracle. Yes, that thing is right. So long as humanity is in constant conflict against the Hollows, we'll never be able to grasp true power.
What did he see?
Only by embracing everything. It's the only way. Only by embracing this power can everyone survive. Oh, Creator, please grant me this.
The room is left in complete silence as the cassette finishes playing. ZUN in particular was crestfallen. So let me understand if I have this right. Brinker was about to die in the hollow, but he saw something probably very Eldritch-like, maybe something akin to that within the hollow, and whatever it was not only gave him a second wind, but also helped him escape. But it changed him mentally. That's probably what's causing caused the memory issues as well. Probably. I feel like there's still more of this I'm not getting, or probably some key points I've forgotten from past chapters. But it does seem like this is what changed Bringer. He didn't die in the hollow, but he definitely didn't come out the same as he used to be. Are you okay, ZUN?
Are you okay, Julian? Don't be so down.
ZUN. Gotta keep... It's certain names like this with Hoyo characters. Like, there's a character in Honkai Star Wars called Genuine. I keep pronouncing her name like I do his. I don't know why. It's because it sounds so... The surname sounds so similar.
Thanks. I'm okay. It's just... Even though we had our suspicions, now that everything is out in the open, I can't help but feel a little... Well, at least now I know the reason why he changed.
Yep.
What did Bringer say
Yep.
during the recording? Whatever it was, he called it a miracle. I saw the mission report from that incident. Bringer emerged from the hollow unscathed, completely free from injury or corruption.
And yet, in the recording, he said he suffered many wounds. So much so that he didn't think he'd make it out alive.
Plus, I remember him rescuing a few civilians and walking out of the hollow together with them.
But if that's the case, then it's at odds with the audio we heard. Which one is the true version of events?
It's possible that both are true.
Both?
Like if Bringer actually met a real god that completely healed his body and helped him save the others.
And that's why his mood changed so much. Why he started believing the Exaltists. Because he witnessed a miracle.
That sounds like a reasonable speculation at this point.
But it still exceeds the limits of what we know.
In any case, it's a clue that ultimately points to the Exaltists. I'll keep pulling this thread and see where it leads.
Never expected the investigation to lead to this. What exactly are the Exaltists plotting? Regardless, time to head back to the video store and rest for a bit. Then think about the next steps. This feels like one giant conspiracy after another at this rate. Oh, Vivian's here.
I've been waiting for you for quite some time.
I didn't even know we were here.
We meet again, Master Proxy. I imagine you've already managed to gain some info from the conspirators. About some people who wish to use sacrifice to launch an attack on New Eridu.
I only just heard about that.
So you know about that? I only just found out myself.
Because I've been watching you this entire time.
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
I know many things. But unlike those hypocrites, I'm willing to share info with you to show my sincere hopes of working together. I need to find Bringer's belongings.
Bringer's belongings?
Bringer's belongings? Did he even leave anything behind?
Oh, he did. I have complete confidence in my intelligence network. All the more reason for you to work with me. You've probably already guessed, but what Bringer left behind will be crucial for cracking the alleged sacrifice attack.
Really now?
Find it, and we'll finally know what they are after.
What do you mean by they?
Who do you mean by they?
The Exaltists, of course. They're always lurking whenever something related to sacrifice comes up. Actually, the Exaltists and I, we have a bit of shared history.
Do you now?
But no more than that until you officially agree to work with me.
Fine.
Alright, I agree to work with you.
Splendid. I like people who don't mess around. By the way, might I ask, you're not proficient at in-hollow combat, are you?
Not quite. No, can't fight.
No, I can't fight.
As I expected. Not to worry. You're an invaluable proxy. All I require is for you to guide me.
Very well.
I mean, not even my darling Lord Phaethon can fight in the hollows.
Hang on, what did you just say?
Hang on. What did you just say? Your darling Lord Phaethon?
That's right. The best proxy in all of New Eridu. Lord Phaethon.
Oh no, she's our fan. She doesn't know we're Phaethon. We should probably keep it that way.
Don't tell me you don't like him.
No, we're not telling her. No.
It's not that I don't like him. It's just, it's a little complicated.
We can't tell her we're Phaethon. I'm afraid of what will happen. Not to mention, she probably wouldn't even believe us. But still.
Well, if it's not that you don't like him, then that means you do like him, right? And I know exactly how you feel. My love for Lord Phaethon is really complicated too.
Oh god, can you please go back to being the mysterious aloof girl from before? Please? Thank you.
Great, you're a fan of Lord Phaethon too. But that makes sense. All of New Eridu ought to be fans of Lord Phaethon.
Right, I'm a fan of Phaethon.
Fine, you're right. I'm actually a fan of Lord Phaethon.
Then we're fellow fans! Wonderful. I feel so much closer to you now.
Lord help us. After inexplicably joining Vivian's informal fan club, listening to her go on about her love of Lord Phaethon for nearly an hour. Weren't we supposed to be doing something else?
Oh my. Once I start talking about Lord Phaethon, I just can't help myself. Look at the time. I suppose that's all for today then. I'll be in touch with more news.
Glad to hear. Hopefully about what we're doing involving the Exaltists, not about Lord Phaethon. I was so caught up with chatting with a fellow fan that I almost forgot why I'm here. I found out where the remainder of Brinker's belongings ended up. It's should be hidden in a hollow in the outer ring. Sounds like we need to call on the help of the Sons of Caledon. I'll need to make some preparations. Let's meet up in Blazewood later. Don't worry, I'll protect you, Proxy. I won't let you get hurt. Speaking of, how did you know we were proxies? Guess I gathered the information from my intelligence network, of course. Hugo told you, didn't he? I may look this way, but I've got a pretty impressive job, and I know many secrets. What's to do with you and the Exaltists? I must foil the Exaltists' schemes. Whatever they're planning, I'll stop them. This time, I absolutely cannot. Look, just think of it as my personal beef with the Exaltists. Whatever the case, we're on the same side here. It's getting late. I need to go back and make some preparations. See you in Blazewood. Vivian leaves in a hurry. She seems rather reluctant to discuss her relationship with the Exaltists in detail. Weiss, are you sure you want to head straight into the Hollow? Or should we use the old trick and connect to Eos instead? That would be a bit safer. But if we connect to Eos, Vivian might recognize us. After all, she's our fan. Let's just go in. If you say so, Weiss. Alright, but if anything happens, you have to stay safe. Even though we can stay in touch at any time, I'll still worry. I'll get myself out if anything happens. Good. If anything goes wrong, I'll get back up for you right away. Alright, let's take a break for now and wait for Vivian to contact us. After some time, a message from Vivian arrives. Time to head to Blazewood and meet her. I wonder if we'll come across Caesar and the others. I like the vibe of the Outer Ring. It's rustic. Gives off that Wild West vibe to it. And hello there. Who's Anby?
Proxy, you're here too.
Or Soldier Zero Anby? What?
I didn't expect to run into you here.
What are you two doing here, Trigger?
What are you two doing here? And what's with the new outfit, Anby?
I'm here to investigate that incident.
You recall the incident you experienced with Anby and Trigger. The relevant details have been recorded as tapes and logged in the video archive. If you have time, you should go and refresh your memories with them. Oh, her agent story, which I haven't started yet because I wanted to do the main story first. I'll do that another time.
I recently dug up some clues about the person behind the operation, but my key contact is ultra cautious and keeps demanding me to prove my identity.
I feel like they should have gave us that first and then the main story stuff, but whatever.
So, to gain her trust, I decided to meet her dressed like this. Now that everything is completely finished, this uniform doesn't really represent anything in particular. For me, it's just another outfit now. We all have to move on someday.
I'm helping her. I want to make sure whoever's behind all this is caught. And who's this young lady?
Well, she's here. Her name's Vivian. She's my friend.
This is my friend, Vivian. We're here investigating a few things ourselves.
Anby, one of the Cunning Hair's most powerful members. And Trigger, an Opal Squad sniper. It's an honor to make your acquaintance.
You know us?
Looks like someone's done our homework. Is it because of the proxy?
You two are practically celebrities. And because of my work, I've got loads of info when it comes to anyone with a name around New Eridu.
I see. Seems you're handling your work well.
Let's prepare to enter the Hollow. Unless you have any further questions, we'll be taking our leave now.
You're going into a hollow? Proxy, you plan on going in like that?
Don't worry, we'll be fine. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I've recovered quite a bit lately, so I don't need any protective equipment in the hollows.
You see the wink at Anby and Trigger, who both notice your signal and don't ask any more questions. Right at that moment, another familiar-looking lady appears.
Aren't you that lady from before at the auction?
That's right.
Hello. I didn't expect to see you again, young lady.
I didn't think we'd see you again at all. Vivian? Whoa, what the fuck's going on? What just happened?
Vivian, are you alright? You look depressed.
You okay?
What's wrong, Vivian? Are you feeling all right?
It's nothing. I just drifted off for a moment there. So then, what are you doing here?
Don't worry. I'm not here to scam you. I'm waiting to meet someone.
Don't tell me. You're my contact for intel?
That's me. Anby from Silver Squad, I presume? Pleasure to meet you.
She's the contact?
Alright. I'm going to exchange some information with Miss Anby here. So if you'll excuse me.
Sienna steps to the side with Anby as they discuss something. Meanwhile, you look at Vivian with some concern. You aren't looking so good.
You aren't looking so good. What's the matter?
I can tell you later, but not right now.
Okay, that's all the information I got for you. In return, I want you to do something for me. Take me into the Hollow. I left something very valuable inside. I have to find it.
What?
Seeing as we were just about to go in ourselves, why not join us? It's fine by me. But didn't you say you were investigating something?
That we are.
It's fine. There's no rush. Right, Master Proxy.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Huh? Yeah, there really is no rush. Sure, let's all go together.
It'll be safer with more people, and we'll find your missing item more quickly.
Thank you.
Alright then, let's enter the Hollow with the others. But then we come across Anby and Trigger during all this. We could just see them in the her new agent story first. Kind of wish they told us to do that first before starting this epilogue chapter. Why did you suddenly decide to help Sienna? Proxy, do you believe in fate? I believe what you said before about the Chosen One. You still remember that? That was about something else. Proxy, I actually... No, it's nothing. Let's hurry in and head into the Hollow. Character intro. Soldier Zero Anby. When Soldier Zero Anby attacks hidden enemy, they apply the silver star mark and charges the target. And for every 1/3 of charge, the enemy receives 1 stack of white thunder, stacking up to 3 times. When the enemy has white thunder, press special attack to activate. Quickly dash forward, slashing through enemies and dealing multiple hits of electric damage. When the move hits enemy, it will consume 1 stack of white thunder to trigger additional electric damage, which is considered aftershock damage. Character is invulnerable while using this skill. Ooh. With enough energy, hold the X special attack to activate. Combines her twin swords and throws them forward for a high-speed slash, dealing massive electric damage. Doesn't Haramasa do that? When a skill hits an enemy, it will fully charge Silver Star. When the additional damage from White Thunder triggers 3 times on the same enemy, a Thunderbolt will strike at the enemy's location, dealing electric damage to enemies within range. This damage is considered aftershock damage as well. Trigger. Hold basic attack to enter sniper stance, allowing Trigger to fire consecutive sniper shots forward. When the skill hits an enemy, Trigger gains 25 purge points. With purge points, when other active characters and the team hits enemies with attacks, they can trigger various aftershock attacks from Trigger. Let me see the... Ooh. Okay. When any aftershock hits enemies, it increases the target's stun damage multiplier effect, which remains effective even when this target is not stunned. When Trigger has Purge, other active characters in the squad and can activate Trigger's basic attack, Harmonizing Shots. when hitting enemies with a basic attack. Dodge counter, special attack, or quick assist, dealing electric damage and accumulating days. When hitting enemies with heavy attacks from an EX special attack, assist follow-up, or ultimate, they can activate Trigger's basic attack, Harmonizing Side Tartarus, dealing damage and electric damage and accumulating a large amount of days. When hitting enemies with an EX special attack or ultimate, Trigger will enter coordinated support. While in coordinated support, other active characters in the squad can trigger basic attack Harmonizing Side whenever they hit enemies with any attack without consuming purge and with no cooldown restrictions. Good God.
So, what is it that you all plan to do here? We are here to look for something too. Something extremely important. New Eridu's future may well depend on it.
Trigger. Oh, nice one, Vivian. Ow.
Adjusting for wind. Can't catch me.
Jesus.
Now it's my turn to ask questions. What exactly is it that you're investigating?
Well,
Since you're familiar with the name Silver, then you should know that it shouldn't exist anymore. What I'm investigating has something to do with it.
Revision activate. That was easy.
she automatically dodges while in sniper state. So that's kind of overpowered.
Quick shot. Attacking from a sniper's creed. One shot, one kill.
Oh, I like that.
The target's weary.
He won't back down. Foxy, let's
Damn.
use Fissure to head to the next location.
So you know Anby was holding back when fighting with the cunning hairs. Then again, she's using different kind of gear, not her current gear. Goes from stun agent to an attack agent.
This is the place.
That brings the question. If Billy does get an S rank, would he become an anomaly or a stun agent? Oh, please let there be an S rank Billy in the future. He'd be awesome.
So, what is it that you're looking for?
A ring. I was excavating ether here before and accidentally lost it somewhere. Please, could you all help me find it? It has to be somewhere among all this stuff here.
Sure, I'll start looking.
I'll go with you.
I'll stay here with her then.
Thanks, but you don't have to worry about me. Go ahead and accompany the others. I'm sure it'll be faster that way. And sorry for wasting your time like this. I know it might sound strange, but I'll be so happy if my daughter grows up to be capable like you.
Do you remember the legendary artist mentioned by the host during the previous auction? Unrecognized during his lifetime, his works were discovered by art collectors after his death and became hugely popular. Just like quite a nice story, right? In reality, these art collectors are to blame for his death. Oh. Those pompous big shots discovered his talent and even wanted him to craft forgeries of famous works. Someone as proud as him would never agree to such a thing. Not only did he refuse, he also wanted to expose their schemes. And some days later, he suddenly took his own life. Ow. They silenced him and covered it up as a suicide. I knew him. He would never do something like that. Those big shots silenced him. How do you know all of this? Because that legendary artist was my husband, Mira's father. Oh. My condolences. Thank you, but I might not need it anymore. So who exactly are those big shots you're talking about? Probably tops, if I'm willing to guess. Maybe the Ravenlock family, even. Given the circumstances, it's fine to tell you. It's the Ravenlock family. Yep, called it. That family's been the most sketchy people I've seen so far in this game. The matter I just discussed with Miss Anby is also related to them. The collectible you asked me to bid on earlier is probably returned to you. Don't worry about it. But isn't it your husband's final work? It's fine. Our bond doesn't need to be anchored to any object, and I don't need these works to remember him. It's much better off in your hands than someone like Hartman's. Proxy, may I speak with Miss Sienna alone for a moment? Of course. Vivian and Sienna step aside and discuss something in private. Alright, regarding the matter of finding the ring, I'm entrusting to you. It's my wedding ring. I'll be extremely grateful to you. I figured it was a wedding ring when he said ring. You find some food left in the hollow for unknown reasons. Clearly there's no sign of the ring Sienna is looking for among these items. Proxy, if you're hungry, I've brought some food with me. I'm not hungry, thanks. Okay. You can't eat those, even if you're starving.
There's leftover food here. I don't want to imagine what's inside the bag.
Well, who would be so careless to bring food into a hollow?
Neither do I.
Has someone been living inside of the hollow? And if so, how? You find a plush toy. After squeezing and kneading it thoroughly, you realize it doesn't have what you're looking for. No one would hide a ring inside the stuffing of a plush toy, right? To be fair, people have hidden other things inside plush toys in the past. Mostly of illegal substance and contraband. Sometimes even money. Don't worry, there's nothing inside. I've already gone through it.
A toy that seems emotionally stable. There shouldn't be a ring hidden in it.
It's pretty cute.
Oh wait, back this way. Here. Now what's this? You find a lunchbox. After bracing yourself, you crack it open and peek inside. Whether lucky or unlucky, the box is empty. No one would put a ring in a lunchbox. It would spoil the taste. Is that the main concern?
It's a fancy lunchbox?
I wonder if its owner is safe and sound.
You find some scattered oil barrels. After careful searching, you find nothing resembling the ring inside them. Does Sienna actually want to find this so-called ring? What do you mean? She says she's looking for the wedding ring, but she also says she doesn't need any objects to remember her husband. You've been searching here for so long and found nothing at all. Maybe the ring never existed in the first place. It was just an excuse. Let's go back. Raiders.
What's wrong, Vivian? You seem worried for a while now.
I'm worried about Sienna. Her location should still be true. I hope so.
Oh, crap. That's not good. By the time you return, you discover Sienna with her eyes closed peacefully.
Her vital signs are gone.
What happened? I guess this was her final scam.
Shortly before.
There's one thing I must remind you. Your time is running out.
I'm not sure how you can tell, but you're right. I'm going to die in here. That's my plan.
She planned this?
I'm very sick and don't have much longer. If I try to get treatment, it'll just be a burden on my daughter. So I scam my way through a bunch of physical exams and managed to take out a hollow corruption policy through Ravenlock Insurance.
And that money's going to be used going to be given to her daughter. Oh, fuck.
Once some time has passed, could you please take my corrupted body out of the hollow? That will secure a generous compensation package for my daughter. It's only what the Ravenlocks owe me. A pity, yes. But it's the only way I can squeeze it out of them.
What makes you think that will help you?
I just trust you will. I'm just awfully sorry you had to get involved in this. But it's something I must do. I have to leave something behind for my girl. I have to give her a chance at life. If it's okay, could you also please pass a message to Mira for me? Tell her, don't worry. Even if Mommy's body is corrupted, withers away, and turns to dust, my love for you will always be there.
Oh, why is this game gotta tear up my heart? Oh.
Thank you. You're a good kid.
After saying this, Vivian falls silent for a moment.
She was betting that we'd help her. So, you were aware of this the whole time? Yes. Because I saw it.
Vivian falls silent for a moment, as if recalling the memory of back when she shed tears in front of Sienna. Wait, did he see what was going to happen?
You might not believe me, but I've had this ability to see the future since I was a little girl. But the things I see are always something bad. Plagues, deaths, disasters.
She sees the future of people's deaths. Oh, well, that's gotta be painful. Emotionally and mentally.
That's all I've ever been able to see.
It's all that kid's fault!
She's seriously jinxed.
I always try to avoid her. Otherwise, she'll say something rotten that ends up coming true again.
Prophecies, she says. Like she's not the one bringing the bad luck upon us.
That's what I never liked. Why do people always gang up on the person seeing the bad things about to happen? It's not like they're causing them.
It wasn't me. I didn't do anything. Sorry. I'm sorry.
What good is saying you're sorry? Things like this keep happening every time you open your mouth.
How unlucky. She shouldn't be here. Nobody wants her around.
If only she would just disappear.
I just wanted to warn you all. I'm sorry.
After recounting the stories of her past, Vivian stays silent for a long time, as if struggling to break free from the shackles of those dark memories. I always hated that trope. Just because someone can see the bad events happening doesn't mean they're the cause of the bad events happening.
Every time it's the same.
Not to mention, I don't think they have control over that either. Oftentimes, when someone sees a premonition of something, it happens against their will, spontaneously. So they can't really be blamed for something they have no control over.
In the end, there's nothing I can change. Sometimes I even wonder whether it's me predicting these things, or if my very existence is manifesting these calamities.
It's not your fault.
Vivian, it's not your fault.
You were just trying to be kind and warn them about impending disasters.
I can tell it's never been easy for you.
Thank you. No matter what. I just hope she finally gets to rest in peace. I hope no misfortune, whether I foresee it or not, ever happens to anyone.
So, Miss Vivian, do you always cry when you have a prophecy? Yes. Every time a prophecy appears, I can't help but shed tears. I used to wonder if I could just hold back my tears, then maybe these bad things wouldn't happen. But I just can't do it. No matter how hard I try, I just can't. You're being too hard on yourself. Vivian falls silent for a moment, seemingly unwilling to continue the topic. Sienna said that the compensation from the Ravenlock's family holocorruption insurance is enough to settle her daughter Mira for life. Though it's hard to imagine the notoriously stingy Hartman engaging in such a money-losing business. Maybe Tubbs demands it. Yeah, I think so too. Actually, there have been rumors that the Ravenlock family had fallen out of favor with Tubbs for a while now. That's why they're becoming so desperate, afraid of being abandoned by the mighty Tops. Sienna is actually a skilled intelligence broker. She retired from the business a while ago. I see. No wonder she was able to gather classified information. She said she tried many ways, but everything was useless against the untouchable Ravenlock family. She still couldn't avenge her lover. I believe everything she did was meaningful. The same goes for you, Miss Vivian. Everyone, it seems there are ethereals nearby. It's not safe to linger. Let's keep moving forward.
Proxy, do you believe that the future can be changed?
That's quite the sudden question.
In my memories, this has happened countless times already.
Give me, Anby. Adjusting for wind.
I can only see these misfortunes. Why can't I even have a sliver of happiness? Proxy, the fissure that we're looking for is up ahead.
Let's go in. Ugh. I really don't know how to feel about what we just witnessed here.
Ether vision activate. Right on cue. Right over there. You're in my sight. Quick shot.
Mind the blind spot.
Ow.
Recalibrating. This bullet will reach its mark.
Flip a switch. Dissolve.
I think it's about time.
We should take that lady out of the hollow. You guys go on.
Thank you.
She gave us the intel we needed, so this is the least we could do. I hope everything else goes well for you.
Trigger and Anby leave.
Master Proxy, is there anything you'd like to know? You can just ask.
Let's wait until you feel comfortable telling me.
I'm curious about your story, Vivian, but we can talk more once you feel ready. Don't worry, I'm very patient.
I don't mind waiting.
You're the first person to ever say that to me. I'd be happy to share my story with you.
And I'd be glad to hear it.
These premonitions I see are not within my control, and they always come to me in a flash, like a flood of images in my mind. Most of the time, I see death, disease, accidents, and disasters. Of course, there are also some non-fatal mutilations. But every time, without exception, they end up happening. And I can never prevent or change them. That's all I have to say about it. If that offends Master Proxy and you don't want to hang out with me anymore, then I can understand.
That actually wants me to hang out with you more, actually. I don't mind.
I don't mind at all. That's just who you are, Vivian. I'd like to keep hanging out with you.
I've always considered this ability as a curse.
It's not a curse.
It's not a curse. Actually, I think you've been given a gift.
Thank you. Really. Well, it's getting late. Bringer's belongings ought to be around here somewhere. Let's take a closer look.
Right, that's what we're here for. A vending machine. Found it. The vending machine. Bringer's belongings are probably stashed away in here. Well, that would be a good place to hide it, but why a vending machine? That's the intelligence I got. Maybe Bringer thought it was a good spot. Anyway, let's look around first. We searched the vending machine up and down, but find nothing.
Looks like it isn't in here.
Let's see, where else could it be? Another vending machine. I knew it. There must be other vending machines nearby. This should be the one. Bringer's belongings. What could they be? You searched this vending machine in front of you thoroughly. Still nothing.
Strange. There's nothing in here.
You couldn't give us the precise vending machine? Okay, let's try this one. Proxy, I have a feeling Bringer's belongings are definitely inside this vending machine in front of us. I believe you. Alright, let's search it thoroughly. You carefully search the vending machine and still find nothing. Just you're about to give up, you kick the vending machine by accident. Where a drink would normally roll out, a worn out notebook appears instead. Ah, there we go. Wow, Master Proxy, is this how it's done? Your league's ahead of professional intelligence brokers. Yeah, so let's go with that. Oh, Hugo! Bringer's notebook. Bringer's notebook, old and worn looking, seems to have a lot of locations of interest marked down.
This is it. This notebook is what Bringer left behind.
Right, question. Why is Hugo here?
But I don't know what these markings on it mean.
You and Vivian flip through Bringer's notebook. Together. Okay, then what was that? Ignoring the surrounding danger for some time, until the shriek of an ethereal suddenly rings out nearby. However, a moment later, a strange yet familiar figure materializes to block the ethereal, disposing of it with ease.
Well, hello, Master Proxy. It's been a while.
Hello, Mockingbird.
Oh, don't give me that scandalized look. I did just save your lives.
Correct. Still a bit miffed at you.
I would have protected the Proxy even if you hadn't appeared.
I'm sure of it, but I happen to be in the area. Worry not, dear companion. I have complete confidence in your strength.
Wait a minute, companion.
Hang on. Did you say companion? So you two know each other?
Apologies. I didn't have a chance to mention it before. I'm actually part of the Phantom Thieves Syndicate, Mockingbird.
Of course.
That's right. I was only able to slip in during the auction thanks to some help from Vivian backstage.
Thing is, we already knew this because the devs actually announced these two becoming playable later on, so we already knew they were part of Mockingbird. Still, it's funny to see these two, see the banter between these two. So you're only bidding on the collection so you could get backstage.
So the whole time you were only bidding on the collections so you could get backstage and tamper with things?
I warned you before. You can't rely on appearances.
She did tell us that.
Don't worry, Master Proxy. We don't have any ulterior motives here.
I find that hard to believe.
As you've probably heard, Mockingbird is a renowned Phantom Thieves Syndicate in New Eridu that, despite its longevity, has managed to maintain the secrecy of its members' identities to this day. So, disclosing our identities to you is essentially the highest sign of good faith that a Mockingbird Phantom Thief can show.
Mm-hmm. But Lycon said...
But Lycon said that you're very dangerous, and we should be careful.
Then I imagine he's also told you about some of our past.
He did, actually.
And I'm sure you know that in a complex situation like ours, you shouldn't listen to either side over the other.
I mean, yeah, we kind of it wouldn't be right to just listen to one side without knowing the other.
Mockingbird's purpose is very simple, really. To form long-standing and cooperative relationships with outstanding proxies, like yourself.
We need your abilities.
Before you make any decisions, please allow me to briefly explain the concept behind the Mockingbird Syndicate. We all know there isn't anything in this world that's fair. A prime example being the uneven distribution of wealth.
An unfortunate truth, yes.
People from tops splurge on luxurious collectibles, while the poor have to gamble with their own lives just to get by. Of course, besides wealth, there's also an unequal distribution in this world of happiness and suffering, hope and despair, love and hate. It's all just so unfair. Somebody has to do something to tilt the balance of the scales. And thus Mockingbird was born. We take from those who have far more than they deserve and give it to those who deserve to have more.
So you're basically playing Robin Hood.
If you ask me, that's enough to be considered a form of justice.
See, here's the thing. I hate to say it, but I actually agree with him on this. What he's doing isn't right, yes, but when you look at the way things are, it's hard to say it's hard to say that the concept of the wealthy and rich being gluttonous, while the rest of us down here having to scrounge and gamble with our lives just to get by. I hate to say it, but yeah, I have to agree.
Right.
It makes sense.
I can agree with that.
It's the methods I cannot agree with. That's what it is.
Thank you. I knew if anyone, you'd understand. However, aside from these philosophical considerations, we also have a crisis on our hands to deal with. As you know, the Exaltists are plotting to use the power of sacrifice to launch an attack on all of New Eridu.
Right.
We can provide you with all the latest intel, just like that notebook you found. Something those pompous housekeepers would never be willing to do.
Can you not insult our friends, please?
And the most crucial part of this whole game, the sacrifice core, is currently in my possession. I think that makes this a highly competitive deal.
So he knows about the sacrifice core, hence why he took the role of heroes.
We share the same goal for the moment, stopping the impending disaster from playing out.
I need some time to think about it.
I need some time to think about it.
Like, there's a lot you're putting into my lap here.
How about this? If you still have misgivings about our upcoming cooperation, then why don't you bring Lycon along with you?
You're willing to let me bring your so-called traitor along with me?
He's got the support of the mayor's office behind him, and his presence alone is enough to keep me in check. That would put you more at ease, right? Of course, you're welcome to bring some other friends along, provided they aren't from public security or HSO.
Well, if those are the terms...
Well, if you're willing to let my friends come along, then you've got a deal.
Great. It's a deal.
Oh, damn it. A fancy collectible. A collectible gifted by Vivian. It looks like an expensive and exquisite piece of art, but it seems hollow inside. Might that mess with its value?
Consider it a souvenir commemorating our first time working together.
For now, we'll carefully look through the contents of that notebook. I'll contact you if anything comes up.
So be it. Well, that was an interesting encounter. After leaving the hollow, Hugo and the others returned to the video store. Oh, I'm controlling Hugo. Since we're already at the video store, should we ask Master Proxy to recommend some films? My apologies, everyone, but I need to take my leave and take care of my art gallery now. So you actually own a gallery? I also need a convenient social identity for various reasons. The title of gallery owner works quite well. Alright, I'll stay with Master Proxy for a bit longer. But Hugo, you've been oddly busy lately. You're not hiding something from me, are you? Well, shortly before. Finding intermediary Casey. How is he? Why is it? Oh, okay. Here's the thing. His fate is nice and all, but I cannot stand characters that only wear one sleeve of a coat. That's so annoying. Well, if it isn't our dear collector, Mr. Hugo. Long time no see. I assume you finished the task I asked you to do, yes? Done as promised. I've already found buyers for the goods you gave me. No shortage of big names among them. Of course, I've also recommended your gallery to them as instructed, and spread the word about it in the circle. But getting rid of all this exquisite stuff is so suddenly. You're not in trouble, are you? If you have funding issues, I'm also your guy. I've got friends who offer loan services. Thank you for your concern, but my cash flow is very healthy, and I have more than just you as my middleman. In essence, I'm just looking to boost my gallery's reputation in the scene. I see. Those rare pieces in your collection definitely caught a few eyes. I'm sure they're all looking forward to collaborating with you. Thank you for your kind words. Alright, it's getting late. I should off now. See you next time. Now, time to find that guy. I remember him mentioning that he would dress up in something more presentable this time. Something more presentable? Find the well-dressed informant. Let's meet at Lumina Square. Just who is he meeting? Well-dressed informant. Is it him? He seems pretty well-dressed. When the musician's third string breaks, the gatekeeper whispers to me, in which hand hides the coin for the underworld ferryman. The left hand holds death, the right hand holds deception, but the raven has already flown away with the answer. I can't get over the embarrassment every time I say this. It's quite poetic, isn't it? The meeting with Hartman has been scheduled. He'll be waiting for you in the same private suite. Or should I say, waiting for Hugo, the renowned collector of an art and gallery owner. Thanks. I knew I could count on you. Still, I have to ask. You're not looking to make the Ravenlocks your enemy, are you? And if I say I am, not like I can stop you anyway. You've already caused the scene at the auction, the Road of Heroes stunt. I can't believe you came up with that. Hartman's been on the move lately. That organ trafficking case from before is linked to him too. I also heard that they're dropping big money on some kind of drug research. So he's linked to the trafficking, the organ trafficking that Ziyuan mentioned before. The Ravenlocks have always been a bunch of cold-blooded bastards, doing all kinds of messed up things that make your blood boil, and swept everything under the rug with money and power, leaving the victims with no justice. But Hartman, he's the worst of the bunch. Rumor says that he's personally took out the previous heir and clawed his way to the throne. Really? Oh god, he is scum. I know. Relax, I don't plan on clashing with him head on. You'd better not. I don't want to witness Mockingbird's folly of trying to crack a stone with an egg. I prefer to see it more as of a gambit. I can never win an argument against you anyway. Don't forget, the Ravenlock's family in bed with those Exaltists lunatics. Who knows what awful scheme they've been cooking up lately. The Ravenlocks with the Exaltists? Just how big of a conspiracy is this getting? Any case, as your old friend, I sincerely wish you all the best. Thank you. By the way, how is Lycon doing lately? I haven't seen him in a while. What? I know you two split up, but it's been years. Are you still not over it? Don't know, don't care. If there's nothing else, I'll get going now. Alright, fine. Good luck. The students nearby seem to be having an intense discussion. and you hear a familiar name. So that Mockingbird Phantom Thief Syndicate only looks flashy, but it hasn't actually accomplished anything, right? Tops remains unshakable, and those big families are just a step away from getting total control. It's possible that even the mayor can keep them in check. But doesn't the mere existence of the Mockingbird serve as some kind of warning? Every time they release a crime warning letter, fear erupts among these evildoers. Really? But what can they actually change? In the end, it's probably just a game. To the big shots, Mockingbird is just a fly. It's like a fly. Annoying, but not deadly, so they just let it be. So what do you think could happen? If you ask me, you have to dismantle everything from within if you truly want change. Without power and influence, it's all futile. The first step should be accumulating resources by any means necessary, and if possible, joining tops. After all, to establish a new order, the old one must be demolished, just like how creation requires destruction. That sounds exactly like something a villain would say. If it's really possible to join tops, many would probably defect immediately. True, who would turn down money? It's almost time for the meeting with Hartman. Time to go. Meet with Hartman. Alright. Your invitation has been confirmed, esteemed guest. Would you like to enter the private suite now? Yes, please. You're the one who has business with Master Hartman? Correct. Master Hartman's time is extremely valuable, and he has graced you with this meeting amid his busy schedule. I sincerely hope you bring something substantial to the family. Worry not. I sent here precisely because I have enough leverage. You had better. Outside with that nasty goatee you got.
How about it? Will you work with me?
Not bad. Let me be honest with you. I have the sacrifice core that you're after. I am Mockingbird.
So it's you. I never thought you'd be so bold as to come see me alone.
Right, like, just straight up confessing like that to the one guy you're trying to fuck with? You go, get your bold, but come on, man. Have some caution.
Relax, my friend. As you know, if I can sneak into such a heavily guarded auction, then naturally, I can just as easily slip away right now. I'm here with the sincere intention to seek cooperation. I can give you that sacrifice core.
And what do you want in return?
Wealth, glory, power. The things everyone else in the world wants, I want them too. And I'm confident that as the current heir to the Ravenlock family, those are all things you can give me.
Then you've certainly come to the right place. My family is working on a big project. If things come to fruition, Ravenlock's status in tops will significantly improve. At which point, I'll be sure to leave a spot for you. Naturally, as an outsider, you're precluded from handling any of our core business. But profits from the scraps alone will be enough to set you up for life.
Mr. Hartman, I think you've misunderstood me. I have no intention of joining the Ravenlock family. In fact, I have an art gallery under my name that does pretty well for itself. I was hoping you could recommend me for tops.
You want to join tops? That's easier said than done. Even for a family like ours, it would still require significant effort and...
Just answer me yes or no. I don't think either of us can afford to waste time.
I understand. Yes, you have my word.
Does he though?
But in exchange, you'll have to give me the sacrifice core first.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't. I've already hidden it somewhere safe, a place nobody else but me knows. You don't want to put all your chips on the table when dealing with tops. I know that far too well.
Then that means I also need to keep an eye out when working with the infamous Mockingbird, right?
Mr. Hartman, I should remind you that I stand before you undisguised. Coming from a phantom thief who's never publicly revealed his identity, shouldn't that be sufficient assurance? If I betray you, then you merely need to lift a finger to wipe me from the face of this world.
You do make a valid point there. In that case, you have a deal.
I appreciate your trust.
Why don't we celebrate our new partnership with a toast?
Hartman calls over the waiter and pours out 2 glasses of some expensive-looking deep crimson liquid. He lifts his glass and nods to Hugo before draining it in one gulp. Hugo flexes a smug grin, and he follows suit and takes a gulp.
Having a drink before undertaking anything important is a family tradition. It's good luck.
As an outsider, it's a real honor.
By the way, you aren't the only member of your organization, are you? Shouldn't all your companions agree to this deal first?
You don't have to worry about that. I'll make sure she agrees. Otherwise, I'll get rid of her too.
Seems you'll do whatever it takes to get things done. Great things lie ahead for someone like you.
Is he really saying that, or did he actually mean it?
All right, let's leave it at that for today. I'll contact you about what to do next.
That's him! He's the one who killed Serena!
She was the only one who was ever any good to him, right? That's how he repays her?
Flashback, huh?
That's why they say once a mongrel, always a mongrel. Just look into his eyes.
Father! We have to punish him! Serena had been ranking ahead of him. Hugo must have poisoned her water so he could pass her.
Pure evil. Typical for an impure bloodline. He should have been kicked out ages ago.
Hugo, did you do all this?
Yes, it was me. I killed her.
He admitted it! Father, he must be expelled. He has no right to live under the same roof as us.
Why don't we reunite him with Serena then? Nobody would ever know.
Hugo, well done. My children, how many times have I told you before? In this world, only the most ruthless, cruel, and unscrupulous of people ever make it to the top.
So he's not punishing him, he's praising him for killing one of their siblings?
Like Hugo here, who was willing to murder his only true loved one without a second thought. Only someone with the means and the gumption to do that is qualified to be my heir.
But I...
It's all over now, and the results are obvious. The winner of this month's assessment is Hugo. As for the rest of you, go to the usual place for the punishment you deserve.
But Father, before this, I was number 1.
As I've told you before, there's only room for one winner in this family. You're still a loser, even if it's by the smallest margin. And there's no reason for a loser to exist.
Okay, I can see why Hugo killed his family now.
This is all for your own good. Do you understand? Go on now. Receive your punishment for the sake of the family.
An undying endeavor was bad.
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry.
That really brought up some unpleasant memories. It won't be long. Soon, it'll all be over.
On the other side, after Hugo leaves. Proxy, you look like you have something to say. About that chosen one. Well, truth is, we've always wanted the chance to work with you. Hugo said you're the best proxy he's ever met. The chosen proxy. In other words, the chosen one. Fine, I believe you. By the way, are you free now? If you're not busy, would you mind taking a walk outside with me? Anywhere is fine. You arrive at Lumina Square with Vivian. Seem to be going there a lot lately. Nice and quiet evening.
Thank you for escorting me here, Proxy. Today was quite eventful. You're a child that only brings misfortune. People have been saying that about me for a long time.
Well, they're wrong.
I used to feel hurt and resentful. But now that I think about it, it's perfectly normal for people to react that way.
Common human nature, unfortunately.
Why do I only predict suffering? If I could predict happy things, joyful things, would people like me a little more? Maybe fate truly is set in stone. Often, I want to help these people avoid their miserable fates. For a time, I even thought that I was successful, that I could change people's destiny. But it was all an illusion. In the end, I couldn't do anything at all. So, I was really happy when you said that my abilities weren't a curse, but a gift. Thank you, Proxy. I'm so glad to have met you.
Glad you think so.
You're also a fan of Lord Phaethon. It's like we were fated to meet.
Yeah, let's go with that.
I don't know why, but I feel completely at ease when I'm by your side. I feel like I'm free from judgment, from blame. Like, I don't need to worry about anything, and can just be my own true self.
Well, that's good.
Perhaps people really do possess an aura, and ours just so happen to be extremely compatible. By the way, you asked me before about Hugo. I don't really know much about him. He rarely ever talks about his past. But judging from his eye colors, you can guess he's probably the bastard son of a renowned family. I think his mother was very worried about his different colored eyes, and even wanted to get rid of him at one point. But then his family offered a huge price and bought him off his mother for some reason. And just like that, he moved from a leaky and drafty boarding room to a luxurious mansion. But he's also mentioned that the extravagant home is actually like hell for him. I think it's probably because the family treats him terribly. I digress. He ran away and ended up meeting Lycon and his master. After that, they formed Mockingbird together and experienced a rare period of happiness. Until Lycon's betrayal.
And we're back to that. What's your take on Hugo?
So, what's your take on Hugo?
I imagine I would still be wandering around now if I had never met him. To me, Hugo is just like an older brother. I've always felt as though he's carrying some heavy burden with him. But that's a secret he's kept to himself. Something he'll never tell me. Sometimes when I look into his eyes, I can feel that he's really struggling with something. Even though he may say some extreme things, Hugo really isn't a bad person. I think one day he'll tell me his secret. Until then, I just have to wait. Wait and trust him.
You might end up waiting a long time. He doesn't seem like someone that's willing to divulge his history. After chatting for a while, you say goodnight to Vivian. It's getting late. Time to head back to the Vita store and get some proper rest. Well, that was certainly eventful. Weiss, you're a bit late today. I had a long chat with Vivian. I see. Well, it's getting late. We should call it a day, Weiss. Once Vivian and the others get in touch, we'll have a lot to investigate. That we will. Weiss, Vivian contacted us. She said you'll be investigating the Hollow tomorrow. Besides her, Hugo, and Lycon, Anby, whom we recommended before, will be also joining this operation. She'll explain the details when she comes to pick you up at the video store tomorrow. But are you still planning on heading straight into the Hollow like you did the last few times? I'm used to it. Alright, with so many friends around you this time, you should be in good hands. I'll wait for you at home then. No matter what happens, remember, safety first. And let's get some rest. And I think we're going to leave that there for today. Ugh. They're really dumping a lot on us today on this. I don't think the last story patch was this long with Astra and Evelyn. But we'll continue this next time. We got a lot to deal with, and hello, Pulchra. Didn't expect to see you here. Hello, manager. Didn't expect such a well-stocked store considering how small it is. What? It's actually her. Pulchra, the mercenary who hired by Lucis during the tour de Inferno. What could she be doing here? No, I said calm down. I've met her a few times before, but the time was as Eos. Is her appearance here today just a coincidence? It must be. Yeah, is there a movie you're looking for? Manager, why did you go silent for a few seconds when you saw me just now? How about I take a guess? Wild guess. You're considering the odds of your cover being blown, Phaethon. How does everyone keep figuring out we're Phaethon? Oh, don't make that expression. What's wrong? You've never even considered the possibility of your identity being exposed? We have! It's just that it's happening a bit too much lately. No secret stays hidden forever, especially not in front of a professional like me. What do you want? Don't act like you don't know. Our only connection is the Tour de Inferno. I keep finding myself saying Tour de Inferno instead of Inferno. And like, I keep saying it like you would say like it was something Spanish. How should I put it? That guy Lucis rubs me the wrong way in both appearance and demeanor. But he offered way too much. Fine. Start with the proxies who mess things up, then slowly deal with the scions of Caledon piggies. Alright, Fury must have seen it. Ah, you better stand still, handsome. You wouldn't want your precious little sister to open the door and find blood splattered all over the floor, would you? That's it. Meanwhile... Hi, Proxy. I made a plate. Actually, someone you know is coming today. Oh, Kitty, you're already here. That was quick. What's with you two? You look serious. Hey, Bernice, what you doing here? Also, what Kitty? Ah, Bernice, you came at the worst possible time. I was this close to completely fooling the proxy. I might have even managed to tie him up. I'm sorry, what? You're pretending to be an evil outer ring mercenary in front of the proxy? Wow, that sounds that sounds like fun. If I'd known earlier, I would have come with you and let you tie me up. Imagine me begging the proxy for help. That would have been priceless. Forget it. With your acting, you'd blow our cover within the first 10 seconds. Well, looks like the fun's over. Think of this as a little greeting gift, Proxy. Okay! What kind of welcome gift is that? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Let me formally introduce you. This is Pulchra, a new member of the Sons of Caledon. That's about the gist of it. There hasn't been much going on in the Outer Ring lately, so my income has been unstable. Just so happens the Sons of Caledon needed someone good at gathering intel, so I agreed to join them. That's it. That's it. Anyway, our little dispute from before was all business. Caesar did it herself, turned meat jerky into gold leaf. Bernice, what does that even mean? In any case, Proxy, Kitty is one of us now. Since you just joined, please look out for her. That's right, Proxy. I hear you've got a lot on your plate in the Hollows, so don't forget to take care of my business as well. Lovely! These women are going to kill me. But as I was saying, we're gonna have it end there for now. I do need to get started on Pulchra's event, March My Titan. That's what this is gonna be about. Well, I get a full free Pulchra out of it, so why the hell not? So I will see you all next time for what's probably going to be the conclusion of this epilogue chapter. Until then, we hope to see you again soon.